Every man has lived this humiliation, thinking he satisfied her, only to feel that hollow distance in her silence. You feel her body move. You hear the sounds she makes. You see the expression she wears, yet none of it feels fully real. It's the kind of doubt that sinks into your bones. The fear that she's performing, not responding. The fear that you're trying, and she's acting. And it eats at you because no one ever told you the truth. Most women never reveal what they truly want in bed. Not even to the man lying right next to them. You've seen this moment more times than you admit. She breathes out softly. Her eyes flutter. Her body arches in a way that looks perfect, almost too perfect. And somewhere beneath the heat and the movement, you feel a cold, quiet truth. She's playing a role, not out of malice, not to deceive you, but because she's been trained her whole life to hide her real desires and give just enough to keep the peace. So you try harder, you adjust, you perform. You give everything you think she wants, hoping this time she'll finally open that hidden part of herself. But the harder you try, the more you sense that invisible distance between you, the one she never speaks about, the one that hits your confidence deeper than you'll ever admit. Because you're not missing skill. You're missing the truth she refuses to say. She doesn't tell you what she craves. She doesn't tell you what she imagines. She doesn't tell you the things that would actually pull her closer. Instead, she hides them under practiced movements and polite reactions, protecting herself from judgment, fear, or the shame of wanting too much. And that's the darkness no one prepared you for. The problem isn't that she feels too little. It's that she feels far more than she will ever admit until you learn how to see it. You've just stepped into a level of truth most men never reach. Don't lose that momentum. Subscribe now and stay close. The next insight will shift the way you understand women forever. If you're ready to stop guessing and start seeing the real signals, this is where your transformation begins. You think she's quiet because she doesn't know what she wants. But the truth is far harsher. She knows exactly what she wants. She just doesn't feel safe saying it. From the moment she entered womanhood, she was taught one lesson on repeat. Good girls don't admit desire. Not to friends, not to family, and definitely not to the man lying inches from her skin. Every signal she gives you, every small reaction she allows herself to show, is already filtered through layers of caution. She's been raised to fear being judged, misunderstood, or labeled for wanting more than she appears to. So when you ask her what she likes, what she needs, what she feels, her mind doesn't go to honesty. It goes to survival. She knows men talk. She knows society twists female desire into something shameful. She knows that the moment she expresses something deeper, she risks being seen differently. Less sweet, less nice, less safe. So instead of revealing what lives beneath her skin, she hides it behind soft smiles and familiar patterns. She matches your rhythm, not because it's enough, but because it's the safest version of herself she can show you. She stays quiet, not because she has nothing to say, but because saying it might change everything between you in ways she can't control. This is the pain most men never see. You think her silence means satisfaction. You think her gentle reactions are approval. But often, they are just the smallest pieces she feels comfortable revealing. She's protecting your ego, yes, but she's also protecting herself. Because if she tells you the truth and you pull back, judge her, or even hesitate, the wound that creates is deeper than anything physical. So she keeps her real longing hidden under layers of composure. And the hardest part for you? You sense it. You feel that emotional distance, that quiet tension, that unspoken gap between what's happening and what could be happening. You feel it in the way she doesn't fully surrender, the way she holds back a fraction of her breath, the way her body responds halfway while her mind stays guarded. You're not wrong. You're not imagining it. She can't give you the truth, not until she believes you can handle it without judgment, fear, or disappointment. She's not waiting for the perfect moment. She's waiting for the moment she finally feels safe enough to stop performing and start being real. You've been taught to think her desire is physical, a reaction to technique, touch, or timing. But that's only the surface. The real truth sits much deeper, hidden under layers she doesn't show, shaped by emotions she barely admits to herself. And this is where most men fail. They chase the body while completely missing the mind that controls it. Because for her, desire doesn't start with contact. It starts with connection. Not the romantic cliché, the psychological one. The moment she feels seen, understood, and wanted for who she is beneath the performance, her entire system shifts. Her guard lowers. Her instinct opens. Her breath changes without her noticing. That's the layer no one ever explained to you. Her desire is not triggered by actions. It's triggered by presence. She wants to feel like you're not rushing to impress her, not trying to prove yourself, not copying what worked on someone else. She wants you fully here, aware, attentive, calm. The masculine stillness she can lean into without fear. Because she doesn't crave intensity. She craves certainty. That grounded energy that tells her you're not acting, you're not performing, you're not following a script. You're responding to her. That's when she starts to soften. That's when the real version of her begins to surface. The version she hides from almost everyone. And this is the secret most men never hear. She doesn't want more technique. She wants more truth. The truth in your eyes when you look at her. The truth in your voice when you speak low and slow. The truth in your presence when you make her feel like she's the only thing you're focusing on. She wants anticipation, not speed. She wants awareness, not pressure. She wants to feel chosen, not performed on. And here's the deeper layer. The more she senses your presence, the more her nervous system gives permission to her desire. Her shoulders release. Her breath deepens. Her body aligns with yours without a word being spoken. Because she's not responding to what you're doing. She's responding to who you're being. This is the shift you've felt, but never understood. The moment she stops holding herself back. The moment she allows her real reactions to break through the polite ones. That's when she transitions from performing to participating. From following hints to expressing instinct. From silence to honesty. But she only reaches that layer when she feels you're not here to take something from her. You're here to meet something in her. You'll never hear her say, "I want more." Not because she doesn't feel it, but because her desire speaks a different language, one she expresses through micro-behaviors instead of direct words. And once you understand this, the entire dynamic between you shifts. Because the signals she gives when she's craving deeper connection are subtle, unspoken, easily missed, unless you know what you're looking for. The first signal is the lingering touch, the kind that lasts one heartbeat longer than necessary. She brushes your arm lightly, maybe as a joke, maybe as punctuation to a sentence. But her hand stays just a fraction of a second too long. That hesitation is intentional, even if she doesn't realize it. It's her way of checking if she feels safe enough to want more from you. If you respond calmly, not jumping, not freezing, she relaxes. Because subtle touch is her quiet invitation, not a trap. Then there's the quiet hesitation. That moment where she pauses before speaking, her eyes dipping for a split second, as if waiting for you to lead the energy of the moment. She won't say what she wants, but she'll create the silence where she hopes you'll step in with certainty. To most men, that silence feels awkward. To an aware man, it's her trust, taking its first breath. Another undeniable sign is the shift in her breathing. You'll notice it when you're close, not on purpose, not for effect, but because the emotional charge between you pulls her inward. Her breath becomes slower, deeper, softer. Women don't breathe like that when they're indifferent. They breathe like that when they're present, when they're open, when they're feeling something they haven't verbalized yet. You'll also hear it in her voice. It becomes gentler, warmer, lowered by just a half tone. The natural response of a woman who feels emotionally connected, not threatened or judged. She's not trying to seduce you. She's letting her guard fall without realizing it. Her tone reveals more about her comfort than her sentences ever will. And then there's the way she looks at you, not the playful glances or polite eye contact, but that soft, anchored gaze where her eyes don't just see you, they accept you. It's the moment she stops performing and simply allows herself to be witnessed. When a woman looks at you like she's letting you read the unspoken parts of her, she's inviting you closer, emotionally first, everything else second. Individually, these signs seem innocent. Together, they form a truth she won't say aloud. She wants more than she's comfortable admitting. You've seen her signals, the hesitation, the softened voice, the lingering touch, but those are only the surface of a deeper truth she keeps buried. A truth she will never say out loud, not because she doesn't want it, but because wanting too openly feels dangerous to her. What she actually craves is far more emotional, psychological, and intimate than the fantasies most men imagine. And until you understand this, you'll always feel that invisible distance between what's happening and what could be happening. At her core, she wants a man who leads the moment with calm certainty, not eagerness. She wants to feel like you know where you're going without needing her to guide you. Not dominance, direction. That grounded energy that tells her she can relax into the experience instead of thinking, managing, or performing. She wants to feel like you're not guessing, like you're present, tuned in, paying attention to the shifts in her breath and the rhythm of her reactions. That presence makes her feel chosen, not used, involved, not observed. She also wants something most men overlook entirely: slowness with intention. Not slow because you don't know what to do. Slow because you're savoring her, noticing her, reading her like a story she's afraid to show anyone else. Slowness is safety. Slowness is attention. Slowness tells her that the connection matters to you, not the outcome. And once she feels that, she stops holding pieces of herself back. Another desire she'll never admit is her craving to feel emotionally understood, not just physically touched. She wants to feel like you sense her mood, her hesitation, her excitement. She wants to feel seen beyond the moment, seen as a person, not a performance. When she senses that you understand her inner world, her outer world opens naturally. But perhaps the deepest truth is this: she wants you to be steady, even when she isn't. She wants your confidence to hold space for her uncertainty, your calm to meet her vulnerability, your presence to anchor her emotions. She doesn't want perfection. She wants consistency. The kind of energy she can trust enough to let her real desires surface, one layer at a time. And that's what most men miss. It was never about more intensity, more effort, or more technique. It's about more presence, more awareness, more grounded masculinity. Because when she feels that from you, she no longer has to perform. She no longer has to hide. She no longer has to act like the good girl she was trained to be. She finally feels safe enough to be honest, with you and with herself. There is a moment, subtle, fragile, almost invisible, where everything changes. A moment where the woman in front of you stops being the version she shows the world and becomes the version she hides even from herself. And this moment never arrives through pressure, technique, or intensity. It arrives through the one thing she never expects from a man: steadiness. The emotional steadiness that tells her she doesn't have to perform. She doesn't have to impress you. She doesn't have to be the perfectly composed good girl. She can finally exhale. That shift happens when she feels your presence more than your agenda. When she senses your attention is on her, not on the outcome. When she feels you're not rushing to the next step, not trying to prove anything, not acting out of insecurity. You're simply there, grounded, calm, completely aware of her. That kind of masculinity disarms her in ways she can't articulate. It slips past her defenses, past the rules she's been taught, past the rehearsed reactions she's used with other men. Her body softens, her breath deepens, her shoulders ease. Not because of what you're doing, but because of who you're being. This is the moment she lets you in. Not physically, emotionally. The moment she looks at you with eyes that stop calculating and start trusting. The moment her touch becomes intentional instead of polite. The moment her voice loses the practiced sweetness and becomes real, warm, unfiltered. You'll see it in the way she moves a little closer without thinking, in the way she lingers in your presence even when she doesn't speak, in the way she doesn't try to fill every silence, because now the silence feels safe, not awkward. And here's the part most men never understand. When she finally opens up, it's not because you unlocked some secret technique. It's because you created an environment where she felt safe enough to stop hiding, safe enough to stop managing your perception of her, safe enough to let her wants, her feelings, her reactions rise without fear of judgment or misunderstanding. When she reaches that point, she is no longer acting. She's responding, no longer protecting. She's revealing, no longer performing. She's participating. This is the shift every man has felt, at least once, but never learned how to create consistently. The moment her guard drops and the real woman steps forward. And once you've experienced that version of her, you'll never accept anything less again. There's a truth most men never discover until it's too late. A woman's desire doesn't ignite from passion alone. It ignites from safety. Not the childish version of safety. Not comfort, not softness, not being nice. But the deeper, older form of safety. The certainty that she can let her guard fall and you won't misuse the parts of herself she reveals. Because for her, opening up is not casual. It's not instinctive. It's not automatic. It's a psychological risk. And the darker truth is this: she cannot feel passion with a man she cannot trust emotionally. Her body might move, her voice might cooperate, her reactions might look convincing. But none of it is real if she doesn't feel safe with the energy behind your presence. Women don't fear intensity. They fear misreading a man's intentions. They fear opening themselves only to feel judged, dismissed, or misunderstood. They fear giving vulnerability to a man who doesn't know how to hold it. That fear is older than culture. older than modern dating, older than any script she performs. It's survival. And until you understand that, you will always encounter the version of her that's controlled, careful, measured. The version she shows because she cannot risk letting the real one appear. Safety is the door. Passion is what waits on the other side. When she senses you won't rush, won't ridicule, won't take her vulnerability and twist it into ego, her nervous system relaxes in a way she doesn't consciously choose. Her breath deepens. Her eyes soften. Her reactions stop being polite and start being genuine. She stops managing your perception of her and starts showing pieces she has silenced for years. This isn't fragility, it's trust. The rare, precious kind that only appears when she feels your presence is stronger than her fear. Most men chase passion first and lose everything because they skipped the foundation. But the men she remembers, the men she opens to, the men she shows her real self to, are the ones who understand the sequence. Presence creates safety. Safety creates openness. Openness creates passion. This is the hidden architecture of female desire. The part she has never said. The part she hopes you'll somehow sense. And once you learn this, you stop asking, "What does she want from me?" You start realizing the truth. She's been waiting for you to become the man she can finally feel safe wanting. At this point, you've crossed a threshold most men never reach. You've seen the truth behind her silence, the psychology behind her hesitation, the reason her passion never appears until safety comes first. And now you finally understand why the moments that were supposed to feel close always felt slightly out of sync. It was never your effort that failed. It was your map. The world taught you to chase passion, to focus on moves, techniques, intensity, while the real key was always her nervous system, her trust, her readiness to let you see the version of her she hides from everyone else. She will never say this out loud. She will never tell you what truly unlocks her connection, what allows her to drop the good girl mask, what gives her permission to feel instead of perform. She won't explain the subtleties, the fears, the emotional mechanics that shape her reactions. She won't teach you the deeper language her body speaks long before her mind catches up. But now you know it exists. And once you see that hidden layer of desire, once you understand the architecture beneath her silence, you become a different type of man. Not louder, not harsher, but more aware, more grounded, more capable of meeting her at the level she's always wanted, but never admitted. But here's the reality you must face. Everything you've learned so far is just the surface, the doorway, the beginning of the knowledge she'll never willingly give you. Because beneath this lies another truth, the patterns women follow without realizing, the emotional triggers they don't talk about, the inner conflicts that shape their attraction long before you ever touch their hand. These are the truths that separate men who keep guessing from men who understand exactly what's happening beneath every look, every pause, every breath she takes. And those truths, the darker ones, the older ones, the ones that reshape the way you see every woman from this moment forward, are the ones I share next. If you want to see beneath the surface, if you want to understand the instincts she has spent her entire life hiding, if you want to evolve into the kind of man who no longer chases, but simply draws her in, then don't step back now. Subscribe. Stay close, because the next truth she'll never say is the one that changes everything.